In today's session, we'll talk about loops. We'll see how we can work on these loops, what are these loops, and where this can be used. Loops are actually a very strong and very necessary concept which you can use it in many purposes. So first we'll understand what is this loop, and then we'll see what are the uses of it, and then we'll see how we can use the loops in program. The concept of loops is to execute the statements multiple times. Multiple time in the sense, if you want to execute some process continuously to the number of times, then you can use this loops. The mechanism or say the option of loops are available in almost all the programming languages. It's available in all the programming language. Usually the loops are actually used so that the process or say the instructions to be repeated. But when I say repeat, there should be some end for that repetition. What if the loops are repeating continuously? There is no end. Then there is no meaning of using these loops. So there should be starting and there should be ending for this. When I say loops, there are two ways what we can loop. One is by condition, other one is by count. When I say condition, that means it will check whether it is true or false. If it is true, then it has to work until the condition is true. It will keep looping, and once the condition becomes false, it should come out of the loop. That means the process or the instructions will be getting executed. But sometimes what will happen, I want to execute this many number of times. Like I want to work 5 times or say 10 times. So in that case, I have to use this count. So in Python, we have two types of loops. They are very simple in Python compared to other programming language. Here, the two kind of loops are, one is by the number of count or by condition. So depending on your requirement or say depending on the situation, you can use any of these two options for looping your process or say instructions. So here in one of the statement it says a loop statement allows us to execute a statement or group of statement multiple times. That is number of times. If you want, you can loop it. I'll not go through this theory completely. I'll read out few things and then we'll go for working on the programs. There are two loop things in Python. There are two ways what I can loop in Python. One is while loop, other one is for loop. Here somewhere it will be there. Okay, we'll have for loops. Let's scroll down. For loop. When I say while loop, let's scroll up. I'll just explain what is while loop. While loop means that is by condition. Repeats a statement, a group of statements while given condition. As I told you, I have a condition. If it is true, then keep working or say keep processing the instructions within that block. If the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. The while loop statement in Python programming language repeatedly executes a target statement, that is the instruction, as long as the condition is true. So keep in mind, just two loops are there, while loop and for loop. In that, while loop will actually work based on the condition, and the for loop actually works based on the count, say number of elements, say values. Execute the sequence of statements multiple times and abbreviates the code that manages loop variable. That means the number of times to loop it, then I can use for loop. Let's see how these actually works. Okay, so what I've done, I have taken some examples here. We'll try to work on these loops and see and understand how these loops will actually work. First, we'll go with condition loops. The syntax is very simple. It says while, condition, and the statement. That is all.
Sir, 1 second.
But
Sorry for the interruption.
Here, the condition that matters, and what we are actually using
Hello?
in the statement, that is the instructions what we are specifying. while condition. That's all is the syntax. Let's go here. I have one note.
Sir, can you hear me, sir?
The program
Hello?
so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. Let's say while loop, I'm trying to print some numbers, say 1 to 5. I'm giving a condition here saying that while this num is less than 5, that means if it is less than 5, then keep printing the number. Once this becomes equals or greater than 5, then it has to come out of the loop. We'll work on this. Let's go to this and we'll try to work on one of these simple examples, that is while condition, while loop. We'll take num1 equals 0. That is, I'm just starting the value from 0. The syntax of while will be like this. While. Give a space. And here I'll be giving the expression of, say, criteria. The condition. Num1 is less than 5. And put a colon here. Not putting a colon, so it will become like a next statement. We start from here. But this should be indented. Now I'll just put a colon. And I say enter. You can see that it is starting from here. That means it is indented. Now what actually I have to do here? Okay.
We just keep marbles anywhere.
Num1. This will print. But when I'm actually trying to print this, what will happen is here num will be 0. Num1 is 0. Less than 5. The condition is true. It will print here. But this has to increment. Otherwise, this will be 0 only.
Okay. Now
So
what are
we
we
have to
doing?
do here? We have to increase or say increment the variable. I'll say
You make
num1
8.
equals num1 plus 1. Or you can say num1 plus equals num1. So you can give, so that it will add one value. So you can use either of the syntax. Now if you see this very simple. Say while num1 is less than 5, print num1. Then num1 equals num1 plus 1. So it will increase here. Then it will go back to this loop. Unless and until this condition become false, it will be keep running. Let's run this and see. It says 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. That means it is starting from 0. So let's take this. Let me copy this program.
This is more
Put it
like
here.
A, right?
Let's take this. Just cut this.
Now
And I'll put it before this one.
for the B.
Now just observe. In this program,
Okay.
num1 equals num1 plus 1 is before print. In this say after print, here it is before print. We're trying to increase the number after printing the value. That is, here it is 0. Now it is printing 0. And then it is incrementing. Then it will become 1, 2, 3, 4. And what is happening here? It is trying to check the value here. Once it becomes 5, it is coming out. So here 5 is not printing. But what if I put this before printing itself? When I run this, say I'll run this program. See here, saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's happening here is, it is checking. The first loop says 0 is less than 5, which is true. It will go here. Before printing itself, it is adding one number. And then it is going here and say print num1. So it is printing 1. Then this will go back. Now this is still 1. So 1 is less than 5. It is incrementing one value. And here it says num. Say 2. So likewise, it will be keep looping here. What will happen is, when it is 4, it says 4 is less than 5. It will come here. The 4 will become 5. It will print 5. And next, when it is going, it will become 5 is less than 5. That means it is false. Let's change the operator. Let's go here. I'll say equals. In this case, what I'm giving, num1 is 0. Num1 is less than or equal to 5. Now, if I run this, see here, it's not about only the number 5. It has to print only 5 numbers. It is about the condition. Now, let me run this. you can say this, it is going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
The
reason is it is going back to the loop even when it is 5. It's saying 5 is less than equal to 5. It is true. It is coming to this block, executing. Next, this will become 6. When it is 6, it will go and it will check. 6 is less than equal to 5. The condition is false. It will come out of the loop. This is how the loop works when you have conditions. So at any point of time, if you think that you're not bothered about the number of times it has to be looped, so you can think of condition loop, that is while. Since we have this condition here, we can also use else statement.
Yes.
What this else statement will do is, if this value, if this loop is done, then in the end it'll say else print this. It is not compulsory that we have to put this, but we have an option of using else statement as well. I'm just saying else num1 is less than 5.
Then what's the point?
Extra statement. If you want, you can go here. You can put this statement here.
And it should reach anywhere. It should fit.
If this condition is false, then we go here. Else print.
Oh, Kabir, we are
num1
using.
is
Oh, got a point.
greater than 5. Anything, you can just give a statement there.
Kabir,
Let's run this. See, here what's happening? Here it is taking this value, that is, it is becoming 6. So it is just trying to print the else statement, because here, here you're not given that num equals 0. If you go and check there,
let's make the way
0. That is num1 is 0. But if you go and check this, I didn't take that num1 as 0 because num1 is still 6. If you see this, it is still 6. Now if you check this, num1 has become +1 +1. If you go here and say just print,
fast, make the way empty.
to run this,
And
see?
otherwise.
So what is happening here? I didn't give the number is equal to 0. In the first 2 programs, or say first 3 programs, what I did, I initiated with num1 equals 0. So the condition is true, it was executed. But in this case, I didn't initiate that. I just directly gave num1 is less than or equal to 5. So what happened is, here it's coming and checking, already the number is 6. Wherein this block is not executed, directly it will come to else statement.
Let's see.
What if I would have not given this else statement? See, I'll not give the else statement. I'll see, I'm not giving else statement here. Now in this case, the num1 is actually 6. Now if I execute this, I won't get any result because the condition is false. It is coming out of the loop wherein it is not executing anything. So in these cases, if you think that, okay, my condition, whether it is false, if it is false, then use this else statement. Otherwise, I can just ignore this. Now let's go here.
Now what are we put all of this back?
But we'll put one more condition here saying that num1 equals 0. Now what happens?
This
Condition will become 2 in the
can you
beginning.
hear me?
So let me run this.
Hello?
It will go up to 6. And after that, it will become greater than or say, greater than 5. Then it will come to this else statement. It will execute this.
Okay.
So whenever you feel that there is a condition to be checked, then you can use this while statement.
Yes.
But most of the times we're using this for because we need to get the count, or say we'll be using these loops more on the values, the text, or numbers, or list, or tuples, or on dictionaries, something like that.
Fast.
Right. We'll see more examples as in the other options. So here I given similar kind of program here. There are similar kind of program. So what happened is I have consolidated everything and I put it here so that it will be easy for us to work on. Let's come to this for loop. As I told you, for loops, they actually count. Count in the sense that you just go and check all the values here. Here it will not check the condition. It will just check number of characters in this, or number of elements in the list, or number of elements in the tuples, or number of elements in dictionary. Okay, so depending on that, it will just see and it will work. Let's work on one simple example. So I have a string where I'll have this one string, and I need to print this. Print it such a way that it should say print each character. So you have this one, one text. This has to print one by one. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go here and we'll say for loop. Okay. For. Syntax is very simple here. For the variable, let's say n, one variable, you can take any variable. In, I'm specifying in which element, or say in which list, or say in which string I need to loop. Let me give one text here. See? For strn in iTech. If you see here, every character is strn. The colon, and I'll say print. So what it will do, it will print each character here. Let me run this. See? I. First it will print I. Then it will go back. It will take the next one. It will go back. It will take the next one. So what it will do, it will print all the values, all the characters one by one. This is for loop. So very simple one. Let's say I want to take some value as an input and then loop that value. Say strn, or I'll say
not many are published. Next time when you come, I'll get more. Okay. Let's go out and see what I
given one name here. I want to loop this. Enter.
play this later.
I'll say for strn in. Now I'll use this company name like this. See, previously I had directly taken the value. Now I've taken the value into one variable and I'm using a variable here. Now I'll use this print strn. If I run this, see, I'm getting this value like this. This is again a hard-coded value. This is again a hard-coded value in the loops. Here I'm using the variable, but still I'm hard-coding it. What if I take a name from a user, that is input? I can take the input as well, that is from some text. Say the user will enter something. So for that, what we'll do, we'll go back, we'll say same program, just copy this and I'll put it here. Here instead of directly giving the value, I'll say input enter company name. Here I'm trying to take the input and then work on that. Let's say run this. You can see that it's asking for the input value. Let's put anything, say just giving one name here. Say enter. See, same program. If run again, see, we'll run that again. It will ask for the name. Type a name. Say enter. See, you can do something like this as well. That is, one is directly I can take the value in the loop itself, that is the string, or I can take a variable and then specify the value for that, or you can take the input from the user and then you can loop it. So this is for loop. These are the two loops what we have. So in this we can do a lot of things. But if you go to other programming languages, there are so many different kind of loops. A while loop, then in that we have while do loop, then again we have for loop. In that we have so many other things, which makes us little confusing. But here only two things. One is by condition, one is by the count in the elements, or say string or whatever data types we have. Right. Let's see more examples. Let's say I want to print a range of values. When I say range, that means it'll just give me the range. Say whatever range I specify, it'll just give me the range. Say we'll go here, say range of 5. Nothing but range means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. The range of 5 means it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Say go here. The range of, that is from 0 it will start, and it will go up to say 5 elements, that is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I want to loop with the help of this range. So instead of specifying some values here, I'm just going here and say range of 5 has to be looped. So what we'll do, we'll go here, I'll say for, and we'll say int n in list, because we have to create a list there, list range of 5. And here I'll say print int n. I'm just trying to print the values in this range. Let's run this. See 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. As I told you, see 5 values starting from 0. So always the index start from 0. Let's see if we can change the range, say like this, 1 to 5 like this. Just try this. See 1, 2, 3, 4. That is up to, that is, it will give me 1, 2, because I'm starting it from 1. We can also loop through list. I can create a list. In that list, if you want to print, say the values, say the elements, that way also we can do. Let's see how to do that. Let's go back. Equals, put a square bracket for the list. Excel, just take few elements in this and say Python. So this is my list. I need to get each elements in that list. We'll say for course in package, like this. Just you'll have to specify from where we are taking and print the element. Just trying to print the element here. Let's run this. See, it's printing one by one. Next, I'll tell you when you come to this nested loop, how to take each element and then get each character in that element. That we'll do in the next example. I'll show you when you come to this nested loop. We'll come to all the above ones again when you come to more other statements. Anything you give, any elements you give here, that can be looped. Let me copy this. Let's mix some numbers. Run this. See, it can be a mixture of numbers as well as text as well. But it'll take each element in the list and then it'll work here like this. Fine. Next is we can actually loop by the index as well. Index in the sense we have the index number for each element. If you want to pull the data from each index, means pull the elements by index, that also it's possible. That is, it's not always that we have to go and we can take the value directly here. I'm just telling you the possible way of looping. So in this case, what it is doing, say I'm having 3 elements here, but I want to pull the data by say this one. What is that? By the index number. Now if you go and check this, it is saying for index, this is nothing but the variable in range of, what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take the len of this one. What len will do? It will give me the number of elements in the say list or whatever, even in the characters, the strings or whatever. It will just specify the number of characters in that, or say number of elements in that. Say for example, let me take this and I'll put it here. Say print len of this list. Let's run this and see. So I'm getting 6. Now what we are trying to do here, we are trying to take the range of this one. So we saw this here, we have this range of 5, what we have specified. This, instead of this 5, I'm taking this a len of this say a list. So here we are trying to take the value that is by index value. Say for example, I have this list. I'll say print 1. So if I do, what will happen with this? It will give me the value of first index, that is 0, 1, this one. Run this, say I'll get this. So the concept here, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the index number itself. Let's combine these two and we'll understand what does that program says. Say, let me take this list and I'll put it here. And I'm trying to take the len, that is the number of elements in this. If you want, you can put that into one variable. I'll say get len equals len of basic. So what this will do, it will get me the len. Now we'll go here and we'll try to get the value by index. Say for index in, then we'll say range of get len colon. Here what we are doing, we are trying to take the range, that's all. Nowhere we have taken this list, but we're taking the number of elements in the count of elements in the list. But we're using this so that it'll take all the value here from 0 to the 5, versus 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, here 5, 0 to 5, that is 6 elements. While printing, we'll take this one, see, print like this, print pck 1, that is the index. Now if I run this, what will happen? You just see it is printing same value, that is this 1. Instead of this 1, what I'll do, I'll use this index. Now let me run this. See, it's saying print package, it says index, the beginning it will be 0, it will print this one, then it will go back. Automatically this will increment, not like in while condition. What we are doing is, while loop, we have to increment this, because the mechanism or the option itself is like that. For while, we have to give this incremental operator. But if you come back to this one here, it will automatically increment. It is incrementing. Say first loop, it is 0. For index in range, it is saying 0, it will print 0. It will go here, it will print Excel. Then it will become 1. Then it is trying to print this. Once this will increase, say once it is coming to the 6th position, or say the 6th element, it says 7, it will become greater than this one. Once this index will become greater than this range, it will come out of the loop. That is the count. So you can use all these values dynamically like this. This is by index what we are getting. Let's say I will take one example exactly like this, based on the elements what we have here. I want to get the condition saying that the value whatever is there here, let it be any value, I want to find whether they are even or odd. Like if you see this, in while statement we used else statement. So here we can directly use the conditional statement as well. I want to find the values in the list. Say here I had some list here. Here we had text as well as numbers. So instead of that, what we'll do, we'll see how we can use a program in the list where we have some numbers to check whether they are even or odd. First, what we'll do is say num equals. Let's take some number. Say just take some number here. Randomly, I'm just taking some number. So, let me print this. I want to print all the numbers one by one. So for that, what I'll do, I'll say for, let's say intn in num1 print intn. So here I'm directly taking the value, not the index like this. If I run this, what will happen? Let's run this. It is printing all the values. Now what I want is, I want to check whether this number is even or odd. That means you have to put one condition here. If this number is divisible by 2, that means this is even. Else this will be odd. If you go here, see modulus operator. So what this mod will do, mod will check whether the remainder, it will check the remainder. If it is divided by 2, that means it is 0. If it is 0, that means it is even number. Otherwise, it will say it is odd number. Let's go back, copy this program. We'll try to work on this, put this into condition, say if intn mod 2. So what this mod will do, it will give me the remainder. If mod 2 is equal to 0, that means if intn, that is each value, is divided by 0 colon, then print intn, we'll say even number, like this. Take comma. That means intn is even number. Else print odd number, that is intn. See, same thing what we are doing here, we are taking the value, but we are putting one condition here. Now when I run this, every number will be checked. If it is divisible by 2 and getting the remainder as 0, that means it is even number. Otherwise it is odd number. Let me run this. See, even, odd. Say even, wherever it is even number, it is giving me even number like this. So this is how we'll be start, adding more and more contents for that, so that this will become, say you can check this whether it is even number or odd number like this. All right. Next, nested loops. I told you nested loop means looping inside a loop. Here, the syntax will be like this. Let me just show you. For, say loop 1 in, or we'll say intn in loop 1, then for, say intm in loop 2. This is how it will be. So what it will do, let's say in loop, if I have 5 elements and here I have 5 elements, so this will run 5 times and this will run 5 times. So totally 25 times it will run. When it enters this loop, say it is from entering from here to this one, so the number of times whatever we have here, this will run first and then it will go back. Here what will happen, here again it will start looping, then it will come back. See, here I have 5 times, here I have 5 times. First it will come here to this loop, it will run 5 times. Once it is done, that means the loop is over. It is again coming back here. But this still has to run 5 times. So here It'll run the second time, again it will come here, it will run 5 times, and again it will go back. So it will be keep doing unless and until this condition will become false, so that it will finish this loop and it will come out. This is nested loop, that is looping inside a loop. You can have any number of loops like this. Again, if you want one more loop, you can have for INTP in loop 3 like this. So this will be like, it will go inside this, then again it will go inside here. This will finish the number of times the loop we have. Again it will come back here, and this loop it will work, and again it will come back. So once this loop is done, again it will come here. Again the same process. So if I have, say, 3 year, 3 year, 3 year, that means 3 into 3 into 3, that is 27 times it will loop. So if it is 5 elements everywhere, say this value multiplied by this value multiplied by this value, so those many times it will loop. We'll see with examples. Say here I have taken one simple example with the range what we used just now here somewhere in the examples here. So we use some range of 5 or something here. Similarly here we'll try and see how we can use this nested loop, that is we'll use 5 and 5. So how many times it will loop? So here I'm just saying this value multiplied by the another value, and we'll print. Let's go here. Let's say insert. We'll say for int L1 in, we'll say range of the 1 to 5 will give colon. That means we're just taking up to 5 for 1 to 5 colon. Now we'll print the value. Say print int L1, and we'll say multiplied by int L2. We're trying to print this value multiplied by this value. Let's run this. See 1, the beginning it is 1, here also it is 1, 1 into 1 it is 1. Then the next loop it will go, still int L1 is 1 only. So what will happen, 1 into 2 is 2, so it will come up to this 4. The next it will go back here. Now this will become 2 when it is coming inside, so 2 into 1 it will be 2, but again it will go back, it is still 2, int L1 will be 2, it says 2 into 2, then again it will go up to 8. The next loop this will become 3, so likewise it goes on up to say 1 to 4, that is 16 times it is actually looping. Now if you want say something like this, say I want to just ampersand, that is just combine. See, this is just giving me the combination of this, that is the say what is that appending of this. Say plus, this will add, that means this plus this is just giving me this value. This is just continuation, so there is no break here, it will just go on printing the values in next columns, that is next row. Now what we'll do, let's go here, just put one comma, let's run this. Now you can see this combination. So whatever we did now was calculation. Now I'm just trying to show you the combination. The combination will be like this. See, the first loop, this is 1, it will come inside. It is looping 4 times, that is 1, 2, 3, 4. So what is L1? L1 is 1 only. After this 4, what will happen? 4 times it is looping, it will go back here. Now it has become 2. Once it's coming inside, so again it is looping from 1 to 4, that is 1 to 5. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Say combination of 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. The next it will go to int L1, that will become 3, then it will come up to 4. Then again it is going back and it is printing like this. So 16 times it is actually looping, but it is just trying to do the calculation. If I say multiplied by this, it will multiply the values. If I'm giving a comma, it will just combine this here like this. It will print both the values. Right. Now we have something called as end. So what this end will actually do is, once this loop is done, it will end that and it will go to next, say to this loop. So until it is coming to this, the loop is finished here, it will be keep on generating the values. Again, it will go back to the next line. So what we'll do, we'll go here. We'll say, let me copy this. Let's keep it as is. Put it here. Now here, I'll say this value multiplied by this value, and we'll say end equals, we'll give a comma like this, or if you want a space, you can give a space like this. Let's run this. See, this coming in the same line, say 1, 2, 3, like this. That is in the same line with comma. But I want a enter mark, or say to the next line. So what I'll do, I'll go here, let's say print a blank value here. Now if I run this, see 1, 2, 3, 4, it is using the separator as a comma. Then the second loop, it is going like this. Then the 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, what it will do is it will loop here. So here it is taking this value which is combining, and here I'm using this print for getting it to the next line. So that is, this print is for this loop. This print is going to this loop, so that it will go to the next line. This end, what it will do is it will combine. Say for example, I'll go here. I want this to be hyphen. Just change this to hyphen. Run this. See, this will become hyphen like this. Any character you can give. If you want space, just give a space here. So run. That is within this line only. It will keep running. So I'm using this one so that it will go to next line. So this is how you can actually print like a matrix. You can add one more loop here, one more loop, then it will combine all those 3 loops and it will run. Right. Let's do one more way. Here, I have a course and I have a package, similar to what we did here. Let's take this and I'll try to combine these two lists and get the values. Let's say we'll go here. We'll take page equals MIS, then business analytics, then data analytics. If you want, we'll put one more, diploma, course, say cell. Just trying to take some values here. Right. So I have 2 lists. Now I want to combine this. So it is 4 into 4, that is 16 times it will loop. Now to loop this, say for, I'll say strp in PCK. The next for strc in CRS. So print strp comma strc. If I run this, see, I'll get the combination. First it is MIS. So here it will come to MIS. It will print all the 4 values here to the combination of this. The next element, whatever is there, that will combine with all these 4 values. It will come to next, that is data analytics. It will combine all this value. Then diploma, it will combine all this value. Likewise, it is running 16 times. If you want, you can put one end here. Say end, say space, or put one comma. Run this. Okay, sorry, equals. See, it is coming in the same line like this. What if I want to have a enter mark? Say enter, like what we did here. Let's take this print and put it in this loop here like this. Now run this. See, it is taking one after the other like this. That is for this loop, then one enter mark. And again second loop, then third loop, and the fourth loop. So you can combine however you want. Now let's take this course. Here what we did, we took two lists and then we worked on this. That is combination of these things. Now what we'll do is we'll take this list, we'll loop with the list, that is element, and the character inside that element. So for that what we'll do, see here, I'll go here. For first we'll take that course element CRS, I'll say element in CRS. This is to take the element, each element here. Let's say print CRS EL. Just observe, I'll just run this. If I run this, what will happen? I'm getting all the elements here. I want the characters in this, every character, and then print. Let me take the same code. Now what I'll do, I'll go here, I'll say for str c in CRS here. Now what did I take? I've taken the element, whatever is coming from here. Now this value is coming to this variable, and this variable itself I'm taking as a loop. Now I'll say print strc. Let me run this and see. See, I have this Excel, that is one element, and here I'm getting all the characters in this. Then again, next element, then all the characters in that. So we are trying to loop. First we're taking the element and looping all the characters in that element. So here again, if you want, you can put that end equals, say, come like this. Run this. See, here if you want, you can go here and say print like this. See, this is coming one element, then the characters, element, then the characters, like this. You can plan accordingly all these loops however you want. Fine. Next we'll see some programs here. I want to get the total of all the values in the element. So I have some value here. I want to get the total. When I say total, what will happen? Here I'll say 10 plus 20 plus 30 plus 40 plus 50. In Excel, what we'll do, we'll say sum of this one. Now suppose if you want to do the same thing in loop, so what we'll do, first we'll take one element to one variable. Let's say I'm taking total here. Then I'll say that plus whatever the value is there here. So every element will be added one after the other like this. So what we'll do, we'll go here. Let's take, we have any list. Okay, we'll take this only. Instead of again typing everything, I'll just check this. See, I have one list here. And I have some values. I need to add every values here. I'll go here, say for int n in num1, I'll say print int n. If I run this, what will happen? It will print all the values. But for me, I want to add all these values. In that case, what we'll do is we'll take one variable, I'll say total equals 0, and this total will be here, say total equals total plus int n. So what this will do, first total will be 0. We'll say 0 equals, total equals 0 plus int n. Int n is nothing but 12. It will print that. Say, let's go here. We'll use this total. Instead of int n, I'll use this total now. When next time it is going, so what will happen? The total will have the previous value, that is 12, plus whatever the next value is, the 35, it will print that. Now if I say print here, so what will happen? It will keep printing as and when it is getting added. I want the complete total, then move this indentation. Now if you move the indentation like this, see what it will do? It will print the complete total here. Let's run this. It is giving me the complete total. Now what if I want the total? Go here. Let's say I'll put it here. This is something like a running total. So first it will take the total, it will print that value. Then it will print next value like that. See 12, then 47, then again see 12 plus 35, 47, then 47 plus 67, it is giving me this value. Then the next value it is added. So one by one it is adding and it will give me the value. So this total, whatever I'm printing, that is this one. So here we can give like this, final total, like this. Let me run this. See, the final total is this much. So likewise, you can actually plan to do the loops, right? We'll come to this dictionary later. We'll have one more example here. Let's assume that I have a number or a list, this one. I want to find whether the number is available or not. When I say a number is available or not, so what we'll do is we'll go and check the number. If the number is there, then we'll execute. Otherwise, we'll have to mention the number is not available. Let's go back. Let's take this number. The program, what we're doing now is to find the number, say the number, whatever we are looking for, is there in this list or not. We saw one example here, that is whether it is even or odd. If you go up, we saw one example to find even or odd. In this case, what did we do? We just checked the value, that is each element, and then we tried to check whether they are divisible by 2. If it is 0, then we'll print this number. But now the requirement is similar to that, but we are checking whether the number is available or not. I'll input one number and I'll check directly the number whether it is there here or not. If it is there, then I'll say number is found. Otherwise, it is not found. Let's go back here. See, this is the element. This is the list. So what we'll do, we'll say find n, find num equals, we'll say input, enter a number. Let the user give the number. Now we'll go here, say for int n in num1. I'm trying to find. In this case, I'll say if find num equals num1. That is, find num equals num1. If it is equals, then I'll say print the number is available in the list. Else, the number is not available. Number is not available in the list. Same thing like what we did for even or odd. Here we're just checking the number is available or not. Now I'm trying to give a number. If the number is there, it should display this statement. Otherwise, it should display this statement. Let me execute this. It is asking for a number. Let's give 35 and say enter. The number in the list is available. You can see that what it is doing, it is okay. Where are we checking? Okay, this one, sorry, should be intn. So it is trying to check the whole list here. Run this. 35. See, just observe here. What it is doing is it is checking all the number and it is giving me the number. See here, the second value is there here. It is saying the number is available in the list. And here it is saying not available because every number is checking. It is checking every number and every element. It is giving me the output here. But to avoid this, we have something called as break statement. That means once it is found, it should come out of the loop. All this time, whatever we used to do, we used to check all the elements here. So why I gave this example is to tell you that, see, here I'm getting all the values, means every value it is giving me the output. But I don't want like this. I want such a way that if the value is found, then I should say, yes, it is found, and should come out of the loop. Next, you should not run for these loops, means these values. Otherwise, what's happening here? Though it is found, say it is found here, it is not stopping there. It is just keep on checking these values also, which is not necessary for us. So for that, we need to use break statement. Let's go back to see here. I have this break. So what this break will do is it will just say if the number is found, it will come out of that loop immediately. We also have something called as continue. So what this continue will do is it will keep continuing, but if it is given a condition, say to find some value, if it is found that value, it will skip that and it will move on to other values. So this break statement and continue statement can be used both in while loop as well as for loops. Right. Now what we'll do, we'll go here to this program, whatever we have written here, we'll try to put that break statement. So what I'll do, I'll go here and here I'll say break. Just put a break here like this. Run this, say 35, see, it is stopping here only. So likewise, you can actually do this. Otherwise, if you don't want this also, let's say I don't want this, the first number also. For that, what I can do, let's go here. We have to put this print statement outside the loop. This if condition. So here, we should say one if condition here and say that this is available or not. If it is available, then the print statement should be like this. Say it should be like this. Say here we're trying to find and here the break statement will come in. If find n is equal to n, if it is found, then we'll say break like this. So what will happen once it is found, it will come out of the loop. Then you have to say the number is available like this. So what will happen if it is found, it will come out of the loop and it will say the number is available in the list. Else will say the number is not available like this also. So we have different ways of using this. Say like 35. So it is printing this one again. So what we'll do, if this value is found, okay, we'll do like this. We'll say intn, we'll put one flag here, say equals 1. Here we'll say 0. Then here we'll put one more condition saying that, or we'll take one more variable here, defined, just put one more variable here. We'll say int find equals 0. Just you have to put one variable here, and here I'm trying to find the value. So if it is found, then this will become 1 or 0. Now here I'll say if int find equals 1, then I'll say print the number is found in the list. Else the number is not available in the list. So we're just taking out this print statement outside this loop, because what's happening here, this loop, okay, so as and when it's found, it's keep printing the say statement. So what we did, we just took one flag here saying that if it is found, then make one variable as 1 or 0. So depending on that, I'm just checking here. If it is found, what will happen? This int find will become 1, else it will be 0. It will be keep checking this loop. So once it is 1, that is once it is found, what it will do, it will break and it will come out here. Let's run this and see. Why did we do the mistake? Int find equals, sorry, say 35. See, the number is available in the list. Let's run this program again. Let me give 100 and say enter. See, the number is not available in the list. So same program, we just took one flag here, but the print statement, whatever we had given here, we just moved. See here, we had this statement inside. I just took it outside, depending on the condition what we checked here. So like this also, you can write the program. So if you want, I'll just put this program here, like this. I'll just type it, program to find the number in the list. So likewise, I can use this break statement so that instead of, if I'm not putting this break statement, what will happen? It will be keep looping. Now once it is found, then why should we actually loop the next number? It will come out of the loop so that we can save some time. All right, let's go up. There is something called as continue statement. The continue statement, what it will do is, it will just skip the value which you have specified. Let's say if it is 3, then skip the value. So what it will do, we'll just skip the value. Let me just show you. Let's copy this. I'll put it here. Let me execute this. Say it says if num is equal to 3, then continue. So what it will do, it will just skip that value and it will continue. See, 1, 2, 3 will not be printed, and say 4, 5. Where this can be used, let's go up. I've written one program here, this one. Let me copy this and I'll put it here. Let me run this. If I run this, what's happening? I'm getting this name. Along with that, it is taking this space also. So what I'll do is, I'll say if strn equals space, like this. If I'm getting this space, then continue. So what this will do, this will skip that, say that what is that space, and then it will print. Let me put this inside this. Now let me run this. See, there is no space now. So wherever the space was there, it will just ignore that and it will print only those values without space. So this is continue. So continue means it will not break the statement. It will just skip whatever value I'm specifying here. So this is break and continue. So break means it will stop. If I would have given here break, see, instead of continue, if I run this, see, once it found its space, it stopped here. But for me, I want to continue, but skip that character, then I'll say continue, run this, see, you'll remove the space and it will continue. So these are some of the examples of loops. To repeat again, let's quickly recap. There are two ways what I can loop. One is by condition, other one is by count. If you want by condition, then I'll be using this while, and if you want to loop by count, then I'll use for. When I say while, it is based on the condition. If the condition is true, then it will be looping. Once the condition becomes false, it will come out of the loop. But for loop, what it will do, it will take the count or the length of the elements in the list, tuples, or by dictionary, or by string, and then it will execute the loop until the counts are available. Once the count is reaching the higher than the comparison, then it will come out of the loop. Okay, so this is actually loops.